Hi, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here, and we got a little bit of wind today. It's 18 to 20 mile an hour sustained, and almost 30 mile an hour gusts. And boy, I picked the perfect day to do a maiden flight on an airplane. So we'll see how it goes. I think I got plenty of power to be able to fly this thing in this crazy wind. I do have AS3X enabled to try and help level out some of that wind, but I did not activate the safe, so we won't have any kind of safe helping me out, but I will have the AS3X kind of minimizing the effects of the wind, but it is so strong that it's still going to be pretty crazy. And I do have a Novonic 4S 1300 milliamp hour battery in there, pushed up pretty far into the nose. The CG on this airplane is 95 millimeters, and in fact they mark it on the wing. It's kind of interesting. They got little arrows, but I am ahead of that about 10 millimeters. I always like it to be a little more nose heavy, especially during the maiden flight, and I can adjust if I don't like the way it's flying. I did put bigger wheels on this. It had some little, I think 1 inch or 1.5 inch wheels, and I happen to have some Old Day Brown 2-inch light, still new in the package, so I put those on there. They fit perfect, and I like the way they look, and should help with the landings too. They're really soft. Anyways, let's stop stalling. Let's get this thing in the air and have some fun. This wind is crazy, guys. I had to leave it up in the truck because it wouldn't sit on the ground very safely. And in fact, I'm going to turn safe's throttle cut off now. That way when I set it down, it's ready to go. Everything seems to be ready to go. I got AS3X gain turned all the way up. And the wind is coming from the south-southwest, kind of this direction right here. So we'll set it down like this, and I'll stand behind it to make sure it doesn't roll backwards. And I'm in, all right. I'm in low, and I can adjust it up. That looks pretty good right there. Let's take it off. So I can see the gains are a little bit high. It was wiggling. So when we bring it back around, so the electronics, this is an ARF, so you got to put all your own electronics in there. And I'm going to adjust the gains down. I am probably less than half on the gains now. But the electronics, you got to pick out all your own. And so when I bought this airplane, I thought it was plug and play, and I was pretty excited for $149. It's I thought, oh, that's a great deal. And then after I bought it, I was looking at that. While I was waiting, I was like, oh wait, that says ARF. And so I was a little bit upset that $150 for less than 1,000 millimeter wing. It seemed a little small for $150. It is flying pretty decent though, I can say that. If you buy one of these, I can tell you, you're gonna feel, when you pull it out of the package, you're gonna feel a little robbed, because it looks a little bit like a flight test plane. In fact, the tail sections, the vertical and horizontal stabilizers, both look like Dollar Tree foam board. Now it is built up, there is balsa in it. It is a 4S plane, although they don't give you any of the 4S materials. You can see it's handling pretty good. I mean, the crazy wind, but I did happen to have a lot of electronics I could use just laying around the shop. I have the motor. If you guys remember, I had a wing that was set up for FPV and all that kind of stuff, and that prop definitely is not balanced. I can hear it rumbling a little bit, but anyways, I had a wing and it did a bunch of tumbles and all kinds of stuff, and I did fly it at one point, but after the video, after I flew it live, I tried to fly it again and I tore it up really bad. Well, I stole the motor off of that and the speed controller and a couple of the servos, and then I got a couple servos off of an old Viper, and yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good. I did buy a brand new battery. I didn't have a 4S 1300 milliamp hour battery, and that fit up in there real nice. I do want to touch this on the ground, and we'll bring it back around. The wind is helping slow it way down, so I have no idea what kind of flight times I should get. Woo. There, that was a pretty gentle landing. One nice thing about the 1300 milliamp hour, it holds the weight down. If I went with a 2200 or bigger, then you're adding a lot of weight to the airplane. Alright, well, it feels like everything is working pretty decent. I still have 2 minutes left on the timer. I started out with 5 minutes. I think I'm still probably pretty good. So let's go ahead and I am still in low rates, but I wanted to try to do a loop and stuff. This is supposed to be 3D. It does definitely feel like it is capable of doing 3D stuff. Obviously, I'm not a traditional 3D pilot. This is named after Wargo, and there is videos of him flying it, and he does do quite a bit of 3D. Here we go. Inverted feels just as good as upright. I did take it up a little bit higher, and it wasn't necessary. It's handling it just fine. My man Anthony May would be remiss if I didn't do the loop his way. Very capable. So for 150 bucks, you do get an airplane that can fly really good. I'm not taking anything away from it. It just feels like the build quality is a little lower, but obviously they built something that flies really good, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. It's just, I'm going to tell you, if you buy one of these, you're going to feel a little gypped if you've flown a lot of bind and fly and plug and play foam airplanes. This doesn't feel like the same kind of quality, but you can see it flies as good or better than a lot of my plug and play and bind and flies. There was several hours in putting this thing together, you know, gluing the control horns and screwing all the electronics in and getting that cow to fit. That took me an hour. It was slightly small for what I put in there, and of course, since you're putting your own motor in there, you got to make it fit just right. But you can see I've been able to land this in 18 to 20 mile an hour wind with no problem. I'm probably pushing my luck by taking off again, but there it is. Pretty happy with it today, guys. The H-King Edge 540, the Wargo Special Edition, whatever they call it. Flies really good. I'm very happy with it, guys. So, big blessings from the Lord. I had a great maiden flight with the Wargo Edge 540. I'm out here in crazy wind, and this thing did really well. I got to get behind it. It's trying to blow away. And the sky is beautiful. The sun is shining. It's almost 50 degrees. If this wind wasn't blowing, I would probably almost not want to have the sweatshirt on. It's so nice. Just a big thank you to the Lord for such a beautiful day. Guys, I appreciate all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here.